Have you ever felt that sharp fear after a heart surgery, wondering if every bite you take could either help you heal or silently harm your heart? You're not alone. Many of my patients in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s share the same concern. Doctor, what should I eat? What should I never touch again? The truth is, the foods you choose now can make a profound difference in your recovery, your energy, and even your future heart health. I want you to feel confident, not restricted. I want you to enjoy life without fear, but with wisdom. I'm Dr. Linda Rose, and I've spent years helping seniors rebuild strength, vitality, and independence after major heart procedures. I understand the anxiety that comes with every meal, the worry when someone suggests a healthy snack that might secretly spike your blood pressure or clog your arteries. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 specific foods I personally avoid after heart surgery, and why, even if they seem harmless at first glance. I'll also reveal how Arnold Schwarzenegger, structures his new workout and diet to protect his heart and muscles, proving that even legends need to eat smart. These insights are not just about restriction, they're about empowerment. Knowing what to avoid is just as important as knowing what to embrace. And I promise you'll leave this video with clear, practical steps that you can start using immediately. Your heart deserves this care, and so do you. Before we get started, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell, so you never miss a simple, science-backed health tip, designed especially for older adults like you. If you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback is invaluable and helps me improve these videos for your benefit. Now, let's begin. Food number 1. Processed meats. Why I avoid them completely. When I think about heart health after surgery, the first food that comes to mind, and the one I personally avoid, is processed meats. These are things like bacon, sausages, hot dogs, deli meats, and packaged cold cuts. At first glance, they might seem harmless, even convenient. You can grab a slice of turkey or ham for a quick sandwich, and they taste great. But here's what I tell my patients. These foods are often packed with hidden dangers that your heart simply cannot handle after surgery. Let me explain why. Processed meats are usually loaded with sodium, preservatives, and unhealthy fats. High sodium alone is enough to raise blood pressure and put extra strain on your heart. After surgery, your arteries are healing, your blood vessels are adjusting, and even small spikes in blood pressure can increase your risk of complications. I remember one patient in his 70s who loved bacon. Every morning, he had at least 3 slices. His blood pressure readings were consistently high, and when he finally admitted to me that bacon was his favorite comfort food, I knew we had to make a serious change. We swapped bacon for herb-roasted turkey slices and slowly worked toward heart-friendly alternatives. Within weeks, his energy improved, and his blood pressure stabilized. The second problem with processed meats is preservatives, particularly nitrates and nitrites. These chemicals are used to extend shelf life and maintain color, but research shows they can contribute to arterial inflammation and stiffening, which is the last thing you want after heart surgery. Your heart is trying to recover, and inflammation makes it work harder, slowing down healing and increasing long-term risks. I often tell my patients, think of your arteries as rivers. Processed meats throw in chemical debris that makes the water thick and sluggish. Your heart has to push harder, and that's stress you don't need. Another hidden danger is saturated and trans fats. Even meats that claim to be low-fat may contain hidden fats from processing, and these accumulate over time, raising LDL cholesterol and creating plaque in your arteries. For someone recovering from heart surgery, plaque buildup is like putting a dam in a river that's already trying to flow smoothly. Your heart is healing, and the last thing it needs is another obstacle. I also want to highlight a subtle point that many people overlook. Processed meats can trigger inflammation beyond just the arteries. They may worsen joint pain, affect sleep, and even reduce your energy levels. After heart surgery, low energy is already a challenge, so why make it worse with foods that tax your body on multiple levels? I always encourage my patients to ask themselves, does this food help my body recover, or does it slow me down? Processed meats clearly fall into the latter category. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Doctor, I've eaten bacon and ham for decades. Am I doomed? Absolutely not. Recovery is about small, intentional changes. I recommend starting with one simple swap at a time. Replace bacon with smoked salmon, poached eggs, or grilled vegetables for breakfast. Use fresh chicken or turkey breast in sandwiches instead of deli cold cuts. Not only do these alternatives satisfy your cravings, but they also provide protein without the sodium, preservatives, and unhealthy fats. Storytelling is important here, because change feels daunting. I recall a woman in her 60s, post-heart surgery, who loved ham sandwiches. We didn't ban them outright. Instead, I guided her to home-roasted turkey slices seasoned with herbs. Within a month, she admitted she enjoyed them even more than ham, and she felt lighter, more energetic, and less bloated. That's the power of smart substitution. It's not about restriction, it's about empowerment. Finally, let's consider long-term health. Avoiding processed meats doesn't just help your heart recover, it reduces your risk of future heart attacks, strokes, and even certain cancers. It's a choice that benefits your body today and protects it for the decades ahead. I always tell my patients, your heart is your life's engine. Treat it kindly, and it will carry you far. By eliminating processed meats, you're literally giving your heart the care it needs after surgery. To summarize, processed meats are something I never eat post-heart surgery because they are high in sodium, raising blood pressure and straining the heart. Full of preservatives, contributing to arterial inflammation. Containing unhealthy fats, raising cholesterol and plaque buildup. Increasing inflammation that affects overall energy and recovery. Remember, avoiding processed meats isn't punishment. It's a gift to your heart and your future. Every time you choose fresh, minimally processed protein, you're reinforcing your strength, protecting your arteries, and giving yourself the best chance to enjoy your 60s, 70s, and beyond with vitality and independence. Food number 2. Sugary snacks and desserts, a hidden heart risk. After heart surgery, one of the most tempting foods that I completely avoid, and strongly advise my patients to avoid as well, are sugary snacks and desserts. I know how comforting a piece of cake, a cookie, or even a sweetened coffee can feel, especially when you're recovering from major surgery. But here's the truth. Sugar is one of the silent enemies of heart health, and after surgery, your heart is particularly vulnerable. Let me share why. When you consume sugary foods, your blood sugar spikes rapidly. For a healthy heart, this is already risky, but after surgery, the effect is magnified. Your heart is healing, and your arteries are adjusting to new blood flow patterns. These sudden spikes in blood sugar increase inflammation in your vessels, making it harder for your heart to recover efficiently. I often explain to my patients that sugar is like pouring gasoline on a small fire. Even a little may seem harmless, but repeated exposure keeps the fire alive, slowing down the healing process. It's not just about sugar's impact on blood glucose. Sugary snacks often come with hidden fats, additives, and refined flour, creating a perfect storm for your arteries. I recall a gentleman in his 70s who loved pastries every afternoon. Despite following other heart-healthy habits, he noticed fatigue, mild swelling in his ankles, and occasional heart palpitations. When we analyzed his daily diet, those sugary pastries were the culprit. They were quietly sabotaging his recovery. After we replaced them with fruit-based snacks and naturally sweetened options, his energy stabilized, and his recovery accelerated. Another hidden danger is insulin spikes and resistance. Frequent sugar intake can lead to insulin resistance over time, even in adults who don't have diabetes. Insulin resistance increases the risk of atherosclerosis, where plaque builds up inside your arteries, which can be especially dangerous post-surgery. I often say, think of sugar as tiny gremlins that sneak into your blood vessels, slowly damaging them while you're trying to heal. Avoiding these gremlins is essential if you want a smooth recovery and long-term heart health. Now, I know sugar is everywhere, and avoiding it entirely can feel impossible. That's why I guide my patients towards smart swaps. Instead of cookies or candy, try naturally sweet foods like berries, apples, or a small portion of dried fruit. Pair them with nuts or yogurt to slow sugar absorption and keep your heart and blood vessels happy. Even small changes make a huge difference. I had a patient in her 60s who loved her chocolate bar after lunch. We didn't ask her to give it up cold turkey. Instead, she started with a handful of blueberries and almonds, and within weeks, she didn't even crave chocolate as much. That's the power of gradual, sustainable changes. Sugary drinks are another major culprit. Sodas, sweet teas, and even flavored coffees can deliver more sugar than a dessert, but without the satisfaction of eating solid food. I often tell my patients, if it's liquid sugar, your heart absorbs it even faster, and your blood sugar skyrockets in minutes. After heart surgery, this rapid surge can trigger inflammation, increase clotting risk, and strain the heart unnecessarily. Switching to unsweetened herbal teas, sparkling water, or infused water with fruit slices is a simple way to stay hydrated without sabotaging recovery. It's also important to consider the emotional connection to sugar. Many people reach for sweets as comfort after surgery, when they are anxious, stressed, or lonely. I completely understand this. It's normal to want comfort, but there are healthier, heart-friendly alternatives. Gentle walks, reading, listening to music, or enjoying a warm cup of herbal tea can provide comfort without harming your arteries. To summarize, sugary snacks and desserts are a hidden heart risk after surgery because they cause rapid blood sugar spikes that increase inflammation, often contain hidden fats and refined flours that stress the heart, contribute to insulin resistance and arterial plaque buildup, deliver empty calories that hinder energy and recovery, can create emotional dependence that replaces healthier coping strategies. Avoiding sugar is not about giving up pleasure. It's about protecting your heart and speeding recovery. Every time you swap a cookie for a handful of berries or replace soda with herbal tea, you are reinforcing healthy habits that will carry you through your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Your heart is healing, and giving it the right fuel is the single most powerful choice you can make. Remember, post-heart surgery care is not about restriction. It's about smart, empowering choices. Avoiding sugary snacks and desserts may feel challenging at first, but with small, intentional swaps, your recovery will accelerate, your energy will improve, and your heart will thank you every single day. Food number 3. Fried and greasy foods, the silent danger. When I think about foods that I completely avoid after heart surgery, nothing comes to mind faster than fried and greasy foods. These are the burgers, fried chicken, French fries, donuts, and almost anything cooked in deep oil. I know how tempting they can be, crispy, golden, comforting, but here's the hard truth. For a heart recovering from surgery, fried foods are one of the most dangerous things you can eat. Let me explain why. Fried foods are typically loaded with trans fats and excessive saturated fats. These fats don't just raise your LDL cholesterol. They actively contribute to plaque buildup in your arteries, making it harder for blood to flow freely. After heart surgery, your arteries are healing, and even a small amount of this buildup can slow recovery and increase the risk of complications. I often tell my patients, think of your arteries as delicate highways. Greasy foods are like heavy trucks barreling down, causing traffic jams and potholes. Your heart has to work much harder, and that stress it doesn't need. Another problem is oxidative stress. Frying oils, especially when reused or heated to high temperatures, create harmful compounds that trigger inflammation. This inflammation is particularly concerning after surgery because your heart is already in repair mode. I remember a patient in his 70s who loved fried foods and considered them a treat. Over time, his recovery plateaued, and he experienced fatigue and mild swelling. Once he replaced fried meals with baked, roasted, or grilled alternatives, his energy levels soared, and his heart function tests improved. Fried foods are also deceptively high in calories. After surgery, your body needs nutrient-dense foods to repair tissues, support immune function, and maintain muscle mass. Filling up on fried foods not only adds empty calories but also displaces healthier options like vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. I always say, you're feeding your heart, not just your appetite. Every bite should help it heal, not hinder it. There's also a subtle, often overlooked impact on circulation. Greasy foods can increase blood viscosity, meaning your blood becomes thicker and harder to pump. For someone who just underwent heart surgery, this extra strain can cause palpitations, shortness of breath, and fatigue. I tell my patients, it's like asking your car engine to push through mud instead of smooth roads. It slows everything down and increases wear and tear. Avoiding fried foods is not about deprivation. It's about giving your heart the smoothest possible recovery path. Now, I understand the cravings. The smell of fried foods, the crunch, the comfort, these are powerful. That's why I encourage heart-friendly alternatives. Instead of fried chicken, try oven-baked chicken coated in herbs and spices. Swap French fries for roasted sweet potato wedges or air-fried vegetables. Even donuts and pastries can be replaced with homemade muffins using whole grains and natural sweeteners. These swaps give you the satisfaction of texture and flavor without the hidden dangers. I also advise paying attention to eating environments. Many people associate fried foods with social gatherings, celebrations, or emotional comfort. I suggest planning ahead, bringing healthier alternatives when possible, and focusing on moderation if you must indulge. I had a patient in her 60s who loved fried fish every Friday. We didn't remove it completely. Instead, she switched to baking the fish with a crispy breadcrumb coating. She told me, I still get my Friday treat, and I don't feel guilty or tired afterward. That's the goal, sustainable, enjoyable choices that support heart health. Fried foods are silent because they mask danger behind flavor. They feel safe and comforting, but they actively slow healing, increase inflammation, and strain your heart. By avoiding them, or making smart alternatives, you are taking control of your recovery and your long-term health. Every meal is an opportunity to strengthen your heart, improve circulation, and regain vitality. To summarize, fried and greasy foods are a silent danger because they contain trans and saturated fats that promote plaque buildup, trigger oxidative stress and inflammation that hinder healing, add empty calories, displacing nutrient-dense foods, increase blood thickness, straining circulation, offer temporary comfort at the cost of long-term heart health. Remember, avoiding fried foods is not about punishment, it's about empowerment. You are giving your heart the care it deserves and choosing foods that help you thrive in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Your heart surgery was a wake-up call, a chance to start fresh, and every meal is an opportunity to reinforce healing and vitality. Making these changes might feel challenging at first, but every swap, every smart choice, every moment of restraint is a gift to your future self. Your heart is resilient, and with the right foods, it can recover stronger than ever. Fried foods may be tempting, but the joy of feeling energized, mobile, and free from complications is far greater, and far sweeter. As we wrap up, I want you to take a moment and reflect on everything we've discussed today. Recovering from heart surgery is more than just a medical procedure. It's an opportunity to reclaim your health, your energy, and your independence. Avoiding processed meats, sugary snacks, and fried foods isn't about giving up pleasure. It's about giving your heart the care it deserves and choosing foods that support healing, vitality, and long-term wellness. Every meal is a chance to strengthen your body and invest in the decades ahead. I know these changes can feel challenging at first. Old habits die hard, and it's normal to crave the comfort of familiar foods. But I promise you, small, intentional choices add up. Start with one swap, one meal, one snack at a time. Celebrate each step forward, and notice how your energy, circulation, and overall well-being improve. Your heart is resilient, and with consistent care, it will reward you with renewed strength and vitality. Remember, recovery is a journey, not a race. Give yourself patience, kindness, and the knowledge that every mindful choice matters. You are not just surviving, you are thriving. You are proving to yourself that your 60s, 70s, and beyond can be filled with energy, mobility, and joy. Before you go, please like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe to the channel for more science-backed tips designed for older adults, and watch our related videos to continue building your health and vitality. Your heart is your life's engine. Treat it well, and it will carry you far. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm Dr. Linda Rose, wishing you a strong heart, renewed energy, and every success on your recovery journey.